Hola amigos, today I'm gonna show you how to replace the screen on the Note 5. This is the Note 5 AT&T. So the screen on this one is like it has a crack on this part here, so I'm gonna show you how to replace it. So to replace the screen on this phone, we will need these tools. We will need a Phillips screwdriver, we will need a nice samo, this one, and we will need tweezers, and we will need this kind of plastic, and we will need the adhesive, and we will need a cutter, and we will need a heat gun, okay, and we will need a new screen. Let me put all this aside. So now how we're gonna start. And also I will need by the way, this glove, because it will be hot a little bit. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I will remove the back cover on this one. So to remove the back cover, I will use the heat gun and heat up the back cover like this for like 1 to 3 minutes. It depends on the heat. Okay, I think it's hot enough. So what I'm gonna do now, I will use the icy samo and I will make small gap here. As you see, I insert this here, and once I make the small gap there, I will use this plastic and I will insert it here between the glass and the frame. Okay, and this one we don't need it anymore because we cannot like use it all the time. So because we are using the plastic because it's flexible. So I'm just gonna keep like sliding it around the edges like this. All right, so it's almost up. As you see, I open this side. And make sure don't there is like there is a wireless charging piece in this side. Make sure don't cut it. As you see here, when I was like sliding this, it goes underneath, and I almost mess up this wireless charging part. And now I lift up this. All right, so this adhesive, we're gonna clean it from here when we put this back cover later on. So now I have to uncover. Sometimes the screws are covered with the adhesive. I will to uncover them. As you see, I will put a new adhesive later on, okay, also. Alright, so now I have a lot of screws here. I have to open all of them, and I will get back to you once I open them. Alright guys, this is the last screw here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the last screw. Make sure you take all the screws off, and by the way, all of them, they are the same, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. So the second thing I need to do, I need to make sure the SIM card is out from here, and the S Pen also. And once I have these three things, the screws, the SIM card, and the S Pen out, what I'm going to do, I lift up this wireless charging part, and I will use my thumb like this and my 4 fingers or 3 fingers here, and I will push. With this one I will push inside, and with these 3 fingers I will pull in and out, okay, like this. So now it's opened, so I will just like alright, so it's already lifted up. So I'm gonna put this one aside, and here I see that someone before me worked on this phone, because as you see he put some adhesive on this thing. So now I will disconnect the battery. This is the first cable we disconnect from here, and the second one we disconnect the screen, the LCD, and the digitizer. Actually this is the S Pen, and we disconnect this cable also. This is for the earpiece. And we have here another cable. This one is for the soft keys, and we have these cables here also, the antennas. Okay, so now I can tell that the motherboard is like free. We can lift it up now. As you see, I lift up the motherboard, and underneath the motherboard here we have the charging port cable is connected right here. So I'm just going to use my nail and they will disconnect it, as you see. So put the motherboard aside. So now it's time to remove the battery. So to take the battery off, I'm gonna use this one, and I will just pry like this, and I will use my hand and take it out. Sometimes the battery has this kind of wrinkles on it. You can like just fix it with something like this and pass it on top of it. Alright, so now we have the screen here ready for removal. So what I'm gonna do now, I will heat up the screen very well, and I will separate it from this frame. So I'm gonna separate the screen, the LCD, from the frame. We have two parts here, the frame, the chase is the one in the back, and this one. I'm gonna separate them. So to separate them, I will use the heat gun, and I will heat up this screen very well, like 2-3 minutes from the front and the back. Okay, now the screen is very hot. So what I'm gonna do, I will use the IC and I will make small gap right here between the glass and the frame. Okay, so once I use that, I will just use this plastic and I will insert it here. And I will slide it here. And I will do the same thing in this side here. And make sure, guys, don't cut the charging port. You see the charging port cable here, the soft case, this cable. Make sure don't pass this here and end up by cutting this small cable here. Let me zoom in it a little bit. If you see this cable here, this cable, actually it's folded here in the back. Okay, and when you are like sliding like something here, it might stuck on the cable, and if it stuck on the cable, you might cut it, and if you cut this cable, it will be a problem. You need to replace the charging port also. So I'm just gonna like release these parts here. Make sure you slide the tools between the underneath the screen exactly, because the screen has like two layers. It has the S Pen mat and it has the LCD, and on top of this two it has the digitizer. So when we are sliding this, it should be slided underneath all the parts. As you see, and now I have the screen released. So once the screen is released like this, I'm just gonna like keep pulling it gently and make sure don't cut any cables here. So that's why I'm pushing this cable to go out from this side, and I will push the cable also from here, and the S-Pen cable from this side also, and they will come here. And we zoom on it a little bit, so I will come to this place here, and I try to use this IC somehow and separate the cable because the cable sticks to the frame. And I make sure to not do any damage on the cables. Alright, so it's separated now. So this is the screen. So as you see, when I was like trying to use this tool, you see we have some dents here. We have one here, and we have another one here, and another one here, another one here. That's why it's preferable to use like something flat like this and just keep like pushing it down. But anyway, this screen I'm just trying to like save it for one reason, for the S-Pen mat. The S-Pen mat is this one. I'm going to show you this cable here. This cable here is for, there is like a mat here. It's responsible for making the S-Pen work. If this mat is not good, or this cable is cut off or something, the S-Pen not gonna work. So that's the only reason I'm trying to save this screen. Alright, so now I have this screen out from here, so I'm just gonna put it aside. So the next step, I will prepare this frame for the new screen. So to prepare this frame, I will take the old adhesive on it. Make sure don't lose this mesh here. Alright, so now I will put the new adhesive. The cables I was talking about before is this one, the soft case. There is one here and one here, so you need to make sure don't cut them off. Okay, so now I will put the adhesive on this screen. So I'm going to put one strip here from the top to the bottom. and another strip from this side. I will make sure this adhesive sticks very well here. And also I will make sure to cut it evenly with the corners. And now I will take off the adhesive, the cover, I mean the plastic which is covering it, and I will open these holes here, one for the LCD cable, and this hole here is for the S-Pen cable. Alright, so now it's ready. Make sure don't leave any kind of adhesive like this crooked, or because it may prevent the screen to lay flat on the frame. So what I'm going to do now, I will uncover this, but before I do that I have to test the screen if it's working. Actually I was supposed to do this before, but let me just show you how to test it now. No, this is not gonna work, so I have to put the screen, to install the screen in its place. So I have no choice. I will just uncover it like this, and I will hold on to not glue it back to the frame till I make sure it's working perfectly. So I will put this here. I put this one here and this cable here in this side. And I will put some kind of plastic here to prevent the screen from not sticking to the bottom, because this screen, if it sticks here, it will be very hard to remove. So I will put the motherboard now. Just quick test to make sure it's working. Now I will connect the battery. And plug it into the charge. If the screen shows the picture, that means it's good. Okay, as you see, it shows the picture. Alright, so now I'm just gonna disconnect this and take off the motherboard, disconnect the battery, and disconnect the cables, take the outside the motherboard, and lift up the screen. As you see, it sticks even with this thing here in the bottom, it sticks. I'm trying to separate the screen. By the way, this screen is little bit expensive, so you need to do it one time right. If you just make any mistake, you have to pay another $200. So I will use the heat gun. It sticks. Unfortunately, it sticks, so I have to use the heat gun and separate it one more time. This adhesive is very strong, so once you stick it here, it's very hard to remove it. Oh, finally. So I put these ones to prevent the screen to not stick, but you see what happened. So now I will put the screen here, and I will make sure 100% that the screen is aligned perfectly, because I can't afford to break the screen or to try to lift it up one more time, you know. So I make sure the mesh is aligned perfectly, and the home button also in the bottom here. And boom. All right, so the screen is glued here, as you see. And make sure the screen is there is a frame for the LCD. Well, I mean, there is a frame where the LCD by itself gonna go inside. So if the LCD is overlapping that edge, it will be a problem. It's gonna stay open from here, and if you push to make it laying flat inside, you will break it easily. So make sure when you put it here, make sure it's perfectly aligned. All right, so now I'm just gonna put the motherboard and put the other component back. So I will start with the charging port. Make sure the charging port is aligned with the FPC on the motherboard, and snap it. Make sure there is no cables underneath the motherboard, and put it down. And also these cables here. Make sure there is no cable, there are no cables underneath. So I'm gonna connect this cable here because it bothers me. Alright, this is the earpiece cable, and I have here the S-Pen cable. And the LCD cable is right here, and I have the soft case cable here, and these are the antennas. And for the antennas, make sure this cable is matching 100% with the FPS, with its connection on the motherboard, and snap it. And the same thing for this one. Alright, so now it's time for the battery. The battery already have some adhesive in the bottom, so just put the battery right like this. And now I will put the screen here. So I will start from the charging port in the bottom, and I will like push gently. Alright, so it's laying flat here. So now it's time for the screws. I have the screws here. I will use this gun for fast to do it faster. So I put all the screws back here. So what I'm gonna do now, I will replace this. I will put this back cover. So to put this back cover, I will just need to put like 2 strips of adhesive in these edges here, one from here, and another strip from the other side here. Okay, once it's like this, I'm just gonna uncover and take this plastic which is covering the adhesive, and I will make sure to put this aligned with the edges here and let it down like this. Now I will plug it in charge. And I will leave it in charge for a couple minutes. Alright guys, so now the battery is like 3%. I will just turn the phone on and make sure everything is working fine. There we go. So 17, 18. everything looks like it's good. So I will make sure all this buttons are working perfectly. One, two, three, four, five, six. Alright guys, it seems like everything is working perfect. Alright guys, that was the Note 5 Samsung Galaxy Note 5 screen replacement, as I showed you. And if you like this video, please hit the button like, and if you have any questions, leave your questions in the comments. And also please subscribe to my channel to get the news. So that was Ali with you from the iSmarts, and see you in the next video. And I hope you done your phone successfully without any problems. Thanks for watching, and bye.